This is absolutely insane. Donald Trump just officially launched a meme coin, which has already become one of the top cryptocurrencies by fully diluted valuation in the space. We saw this overnight in the US, actually, whilst I was asleep in Dubai and whilst a lot of people in Europe were asleep. Maybe you're just waking up and you're seeing this take place, where he tweeted on Truth Social and on Twitter that his new official meme is here. And I think a lot of people made a lot of money off this because it launched super low at like 50 cents. Then it started running up aggressively. When I woke up in the morning, it was around 6 bill and it's already gone to 18 billion FDV. So this is absolutely insane. Like, try and wrap your head around this. The president-elect of the United States has launched their only official meme coin. Like, who would have thought even days ago, yet years ago, that we'd see the president of the US launching their own meme coin? Like, this is a paradigm shift for crypto. We had the SEC for 4 years coming after crypto, calling things securities, going after crypto companies in the US. And now we have the literal president of the US launching their own meme. So we have a lot to discuss today because there are a lot of second and third order effects from this. What does this mean for other cryptos? What does this mean for Bitcoin? What does this mean for on-chain alts? Because we are seeing a sell-off across a lot of on-chain alts, specifically on Solana, because there's a lot of people rotating right now, selling their positions in order to fund purchases of this coin. Kind of like the Pepe run that we initially saw, it kind of acts like a black hole, and it sucks up liquidity. So we need to talk about that and what it could mean for your altcoin positions beyond this coin. I also want to talk about the claims that this coin is fake, real, look into actually what happened, because there's still a lot of people that don't believe this coin's real. I think the signs that we currently have at the time of recording this video is that it is real. Of course, you could be watching this a day later and Trump may have come out and validated it or disapproved of it, but nonetheless, the market is viewing this coin as real right now, and I think the signs point to balance of probabilities this being a real coin. So let's break down all of this today. It's pretty crazy. I wasn't planning on uploading today, but duty calls here because I've had to do a lot of managing of my portfolio. We'll get into that later in the video, and also I've started to make some moves in terms of coins that I'm DCAing into. I think there's a bit of opportunity at the moment, and I'll also tell you what I'm doing with the Trump coin itself. So to recap, the coin launched overnight. It's gone parabolic. It's already hit a 16 bill fully diluted valuation. The market cap is only 3.3 bill, and that's because 80% of the supply is actually owned by Trump. So they've centralized the majority of the supply. So the real market cap is actually a lot less than what the fully diluted market cap is. If you look at bubble maps here, you can see that it is verified that 80% is basically being kept, interestingly, in an unlocked wallet, which is not really standard practice in the space, but there's 80% in an unlocked wallet, which is basically matching the distribution outline that's been posted on the official website, whereby you can see the coins are being distributed into this distribution, which is kind of a weird one. There are some definitely weird decisions here. You know, why are they keeping so much of the supply? Is that to manipulate price higher? What are the plans for those coins? Is it going to be airdropped? Obviously, you wouldn't expect Trump to dump these coins, but we just don't know exactly what the plans are. There hasn't been really much spoken about this coin apart from the fact that it's the official Trump meme. A lot of people were in the early stages calling this fake, and that makes complete sense. Like, the initial reaction is, oh, this can't be real. Trump must have been hacked, right? But as of the time of recording this video, it's been 6 hours. There's been no follow-up. And you'd think that he would have already come out and made a public announcement that it was fake if it was fake. The other thing that kind of alludes to the fact that it probably is real is the fact that the source code behind the website and the way that the website was constructed in terms of domain registration is very similar to the old site that Trump used for his NFTs. So it's likely the same team behind this coin that did the Trump NFTs. But obviously you have to implement a little bit of caution on the non-zero chance that it is a fake. But as I said, the latest info that we're seeing is that it's real. And a lot of people are starting to realize this and bid this coin up aggressively. It keeps going up and up and up and up. So I guess I'll kind of give my opinion now on the token itself. there's definitely a bull case here for the token going higher. Let me get that out of the way. I mean, if you look at the actual market cap sitting at around 3.5 billion at the time of recording this video, might be higher by the time you're watching. And if you actually think about what's happened, the president of the United States launching a meme. I mean, if you look at Doge's market cap, what's Doge sitting at right now? Is it what, 50 billion? See, 58 billion. If this were to become the biggest meme in crypto, there still is upside in terms of market cap, right? So this still could 5 to 10x. However, the responsible Miles is sitting here and saying, look, it's already run up a lot. I don't really feel like chasing the pump here. Now, I did play a little bit in this coin when I first woke up at 7 to 8 bill. Obviously, that's already up nicely. It might continue to go higher. My mantra is to buy dips and sell pumps. That's something that I've been speaking about a lot on the channel for a long, long time. So for me to come out and say, oh, this is a great buy after it's already ripped and done huge multiples, that's difficult for me. But at the same time, there definitely is a bull case to be put together that this could become one of the biggest memes in crypto. But to be honest, I'm not really playing this coin with size. I definitely will be actively trading it on Hyperliquid, but I'm not really playing the spot positioning here with size. I'm mostly looking at the second and third order effects of what this means for crypto and using that to trade. So I've got some opinions on what this means for AI coins, on-chain coins, meme coins, Solana, Ethereum, which I'll get into in a minute, where I think I have more of an edge playing that game than buying this coin after a huge run-up. That might be me right curving. It might be as simple as this just shoots up into the top 5 and becomes one of the biggest coins. But that's just my opinion on it anyway, and you probably clicked on this video for my opinion. Nonetheless, obviously, anyone that managed to catch it on time has made a lot of money. And if you are one of them, I don't mind the idea of keeping a moon bag there and just seeing what happens with it. So let's get into the second and third order effects, because I think it does have some major effects on crypto. The first one is very bullish. I don't think people are fully grasping what this means for crypto. This is a full endorsement of cryptocurrency, and it's a real pledge and a show of faith in the industry in general that Trump is actually potentially going to back up what he's been saying. You know, the Bitcoin strategic reserve, the US altcoins, all this discussion around what he's going to do for crypto. I tend to think that the likelihood of that is now higher, that he is coming out and really embracing this by launching his own coin. It's also a bit of an FU to Gensler, who has tried to refute meme coins and call a bunch of project securities. He's coming out and saying, kind of, FU, here's a meme coin, I'm going to launch it. Who knows what other projects he's going to launch? So he's really embracing crypto, which I think fundamentally, for the next 4 years during his presidential term, is a very bullish thing for crypto. And I think once the market realizes this, it'll realize just how bullish this is for the space in general. The other thing it's doing is it's like a mass onboarding, I think. Like if this coin actually gained traction, and it's obviously tomorrow going to get a lot of media attention, there's going to be a lot of noise about it because we've never seen this before. It's going to get a lot of eyes back on cryptocurrency. So from a fundamental perspective, I tend to think it's a bullish thing. Now there is the counter argument that does it maybe slightly impede the legitimacy of what Trump is trying to do with cryptocurrency if you have the Senate and especially the Democrats likely to point out this meme as maybe a flaw in Trump's strategy. So is the fact that he launched this meme potentially endangering some of the other legitimate stuff he's trying to do? There is that counter argument, but overall I think the market should respond to this as a positive thing. Longer term, right? In the shorter term, there definitely is bearish arguments and bullish arguments. So for Solana, there is a massive bullish argument because he chose to launch this meme on Solana. So once again, it kind of solidifies Solana's space as the leading blockchain for all experimentation for meme coins. Obviously, Solana's responding very, very positively in the wake of this, and for good reason. Also, if he launched on Solana, does it mean that we could potentially see a Solana ETF? That could potentially be a bullish tailwind for Sol, and that's why you're seeing the Sol price actually increase. As Alo says here, everything continues to happen on Solana this cycle. Valuation gap simply has to continue closing with ETH. Crime is legal season. Many more people will now feel like they can launch coins, good actors or bad actors. They will launch coins on Sol. Crazy frothy Q1 seems inevitable. Memecoin supercycle guys sounding prophetic now, and those majors surely going to benefit here. Think everyone has underestimated how far Trump is going to take this and how many announcements are coming. This is obviously where the bullish argument for crypto comes from. US strategic reserve seems entirely plausible now. He really is the crypto president. Trump launched NFTs last cycle, so natural progression is a meme coin, but it carries more weight as he is actually the president of the United States this time. It's definitely the bat signal for degeneracy to fully take off. Not quite a top signal, as it's not really out of character, but this is the kind of thing that can lead to many alt blow-off tops in the next couple of months. I do think it has slightly accelerated the cycle. I think when frequency of crazy events, volatility, sentiment swings gets more and more and more intense, like we've seen over the last week, people going from depression to euphoria to Trump launching a meme, all sorts of stuff happening, crazy swings. It's an indicator that we're late stage, like 8th or 9th inning, or approaching it. So I think you do have to have your guard up a little bit and be on high alert, because even though the most money is made in late stage, we're certainly not early anymore to the market in general, and that's just being reflected in the price action. It's a difficult time to be a holder. It's probably more of a trader's environment because we're seeing so many swings, and it's really hard to hold through times of turbulence. Now, obviously, if you can, in the top altcoins, there's a lot of money to be made because, especially if this acts as a tailwind for crypto, there are a lot of coins in the market, especially the ones from the strong narratives like AI, that I think are eventually going to do really, really well. It's just going to be a difficult period, and one where you're going to have to manage a lot of emotions due to the volatility. You know, like what if Trump comes in, announces some stuff, we see a sell the news event, you're going to have to go through that volatility. Then we see another crazy parabolic run, you're going to have to go through that volatility. So just keep that in mind. Try and be level-headed. We're not in the early stages of a bull market anymore. You definitely need to have your guard up, and you need to trade a little bit differently than how you are maybe trading over the last few months. You need to keep more stables, not be all in risk all the time, and just make sure that you're taking profits when we do get crazy pumps, because that is the stage of the cycle. Now, obviously it's bullish for Solana. It's probably bullish long-term for crypto, right? And it might even be bullish mid to long-term for meme coins. But in the short term, it has been a little bit bearish for on-chain alts, specifically altcoins on Solana, because it's acting like a liquidity black hole. What does this mean? A lot of people are chasing the gains right now. So they're selling a lot of on-chain stuff. That's why we've seen AI take a hit. That's why we've seen a lot of on-chain memes take a hit, because they're trying to chase the pump. So sell that stuff and buy back into this Trump coin. And because of that, we've seen a sell-off across a lot of on-chain altcoins. We'll discuss the AI coins in a couple of minutes here. A lot of them got smacked this morning because there's a lot of de-risking happening as people, A, chase the Trump pump, but B, de-risk and anticipation of others chasing the Trump pump. And this may not go away for at least 24 to 48 hours, because if the Trump bubble gets bigger, which it could in the morning when more people wake up and see this, there could be a continued selling effect. Now, I view this as actually being a great buying opportunity for some of these coins, which we'll discuss in a minute, but you do have to be aware that short term, it's probably a little bit bearish for on-chain stuff. So if you look at your portfolio today and you're wondering why some of your on-chain bags are down, this is the reason. It's kind of a black swan event. No one expected this to happen. It's a liquidity sink as people kind of trade in and out. And eventually what happens is liquidity rotates the other way. So if this keeps going higher and then you see the cool down, liquidity eventually rotates into other coins. And that's where you'll see memes on Sol, AI on Sol, etc. doing really well. But the same thing happened on Pepe last year and in 2023. When it started running, a lot of memes actually consolidated into Pepe. And then when Pepe hit its top, it dispersed back into other coins. So just be wary of how that rotation is happening right now. The on-chain trenches are super PvP right now. So either you're trading on-chain or you're in long-term on-chain positions, and this is a great opportunity to add. Like if there are AI coins that you missed the run-up, this is a great opportunity to add some of them if you have a longer term outlook on that. I'll discuss the exact ones that I'm looking at in a minute here. Some other points that Follis points out. Good chance this changes the pace of the cycle. As I discussed, I think it really accelerates things. So just be on the lookout for that. And things could get crazy soon. Short-term bearish on majority of alts as Trump sucks liquidity, which we just discussed. Incredibly bearish on Trump / Memecoins. That's an obvious one because now this is the legitimate one. Bearish for ETH, bullish for Sol. I agree. ETH BTC actually just made a new low because this is launched on Sol, and Sol's where all the attention is right now. Probably bearish for most other memes. I agree in the short term with Follis, but in the longer term, when we see that rotation back into other memes, this could actually legitimize that as a play. Lucky points out some of his trades at the moment. Long FARTCOIN plus Trump, long Sol, short XRP, flat / short BTC short term, spot long some AI on-chain plays. This is something I'm doing. Actually taking advantage of the dip on some of the on-chain plays. Probably trades the market is missing currently. I agree. I mean, this is like a new paradigm for crypto. Like, this has really shaken up the market. The dynamic of the on-chain trenches, the dynamic of retail. It's like a full market reset. So just be aware that things might be a little bit weird over the next couple of weeks. Very volatile, very choppy, difficult to navigate. I suggest having a really good pulse at the moment of what your long-term plays are. I discussed some of mine in the last video. I've got some plays that I'm very secure in longer term. And I also have a willingness to adapt with some of the on-chain stuff as well. So you kind of have to have extra conviction in your longer term plays. If they're down, double down on them and be hyper vigilant with your short term plays because this market is likely to be volatile. Now, in terms of Bitcoin, from a price action perspective, it actually looks good. What I don't want to see is us starting to break down this previous high at 102,500. I'd love to consolidate here. That would be a great thing for Bitcoin. But if we tuck back in here, then I think we're probably going to pull back down into the range. So just keep your eye on Bitcoin on the daily and the 4 hourly to make sure it can stay above this level. Now, let me talk about meme coins and then I'll get into AI. On the meme coin front, a lot of memes are down in the last 24 hours because there is a big rotation into the Trump coin. So a lot of the on-chain stuff is actually down. I think if there are any high conviction memes that you have, this could be a good DCA opportunity because, as I mentioned before, eventually I think there's a rotation back into some of them. However, I would be not in a rush right now to accumulate memes because that will only happen once Trump puts in a top, and right now it's still going parabolic. FARTCOIN's been the strongest performer. This had a huge spike, but even things like Doge and other plays have started to retrace a little bit in the face of this pump. I think mid to long term, it could actually be bullish for memes, but short term, it's a little bit bearish for pretty much anything on chain, especially on Solana. Now, for the AI coins, it's also been bearish. In the past 24 hours, you've had huge drawdowns. However, I actually think this is an opportunity. If you have been bullish AI or you actually missed the AI run over the last few weeks, this is a great opportunity for you to now consider starting to scale into some of the leading AI coins. You can see a lot of them are down. AI16Z, AIXBT, NEUR, pretty much all of them are down. And as Game of One points out here, when a liquidity vacuum of this scale occurs, many rush to sell their holdings out of FOMO. Most of these sales are irrational. So a lot of people selling coins to fund buying Trump, right? It's this knee-jerk reaction. This creates great opportunities for both AI coins and some memes. Time to start shopping. So this is a list of coins that I highlighted in my last AI video. If there are any of these coins that after watching that video, and I highly recommend you watch it, that you found interesting or you're bullish on, now's a chance for you to actually DCA into them at better prices. And a lot of them are actually pulling down to high time frame support. So you've got AI16Z pulling down to high time frame support, AIXBT, it's on the bottom of the money noodle now. Just keep your eye on what happens there. There's also this key support level, which it's flirting with at the moment. Obviously, you kind of have inval if you were DCAing here, but keep in mind it could break lower. So that's also one to watch. That's been one of the top AI coins. FAI is a coin that Jordy is quite bullish on. My interview with him I had to delay a little bit because obviously this news broke, but later you'll see why. And this is one that I would consider DCAing into. ANON as well. This is the leading DeFi AI play. And this had a massive blow off. I first talked about it at $12 on the channel, went to 25, now it's pulling back to 15. I think as a DCA, as a leading DeFi AI play, this one is actually quite a nice DCA over the coming days. And then there's coins like LMT, which have been some of my best trades over the past few months. I called this one at 60, ran up to, I called it at, 60 million market cap, ran up to 250 mil market cap, so almost a 4x. And obviously, it's an AI play on Sol. There's big sell-offs happening on all the Sol AI pairs. You can actually look to maybe DCA into this support here if you did miss that play, because it's come down from 26 now to 14. So I think it's creating opportunity across the board, but just keep in mind, this may not happen quickly. This liquidity black hole happens as long as Trump keeps pumping. And if it pumps for 3 days, on-chain stuff could bleed for 3 days. So any DCAs you have, make sure you do have inval if you want to play it as more of a trade, or just be willing and size correctly so you can actually DCA over a matter of days. And don't just ape your full clip in now, because that's where you can end up getting wrecked. So I think it's a good opportunity for the on-chain stuff. Some memes, but mostly the AI stuff, as I think that is primed to come back quite quickly. I even saw this morning some of the RWA stuff pull back a bit. If we get bigger pullbacks on stuff like CHEX, that would be a great buying opportunity and one that I'll look to add. I'm very bullish on Q1 for RWA. CHEX and C pulling my 2 picks, discussed them yesterday. But I think if you get bigger pullbacks on any of these, they're good DCAs for the next quarter, in my opinion, slightly longer term. That's pretty much my summary on this. It's all a bit crazy. I think it's bullish for crypto in general. Having the US president launching a meme, I think it sets a precedent. But short term, it's bearish for on-chain stuff, which I think for the top stuff, if you still have conviction in it, it's a good opportunity. Like AI for me is not going anywhere. What is it, a 14 or a $15 billion sector? Memes at their peak last year were 45 bill. I personally think AI is going to be a lot bigger than the Memecoin run eventually. Even Solunavax from 2021 was at 130 bill. This is still at 15 bill, almost a 10x from that. So I think there's so much upside. The only thing I will say with AI, and I mentioned this in the last video, is a lot of the stuff that's doing well in the shorter term won't maybe be around for the whole cycle. So you have to be a bit more adaptive and willing to find new plays, because there's so much stuff launching and the serious teams are going to do huge multiples, but there'll be some that kind of fade off into irrelevance. So you do have to have, I think, more of a trading mindset with a lot of them. And in terms of the Trump coin itself, look, if you want to take a risk, you can play it. I'm personally not. It's just not really part of my strategy. I didn't really allocate or provision for this, and I don't really want to dump my on-chain bags to rotate into Trump, so I'm not doing it, but I could definitely see it going up more. Like, especially if tomorrow it gets a lot of media attention, the Trump family doubles down on it. Anyone that was saying it was fake, and there's a lot of people out there, 45% of Crypto's audience thinks it's fake. The more that people start to think it's real, the more people that wake up and actually see what's happened, the more people that will FOMO, which is why I don't think this hype train is fully done yet, but I don't have enough conviction at the current prices to actually play this as a trade myself. 3.7 bill, though, isn't a crazy market cap for the leading meme coin issued by the US president, so do with that information what you will, but that's what I'm personally doing, and these videos are a reflection of my bias and what I'm doing and what I'm looking at. So overall, going to be a crazy few weeks for crypto now. Definitely stay up to date with the channel, turn notifications on, because I'll keep you updated with all of this stuff. I've got a podcast with Jordy dropping pre this Trump launch, but still has a lot of valuable info on the AI sector, what we think about the market over the next few weeks and months, and I think that'll be a valuable follow-up for you guys. So just wanted to give you a quick update today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.